So, starting off, I have a little Solar Hunter build, a little bit of a deviation from the typical Solar Hunter build. Um, and our exotic of the day is going to be Lucky Pants. And the perk is improved sprint, slide, and airborne effectiveness while you have a hand cannon. And then for a short time after being drawn, hand cannons ready faster, are more accurate, and each hit against a combatant increases the hand cannon's damage. Oof, can't talk. So we don't have it right here, but we'll get it. So if I switch off and then switch back on, we get increased damage on a freshly drawn hand cannon. So, yeah, pretty fucking cool, dude. Other than that, we went weapon stat to start, followed by melee, and then grenade, and then, try to get some health in there. It'll just help you stay alive. But, yeah, as far as armor sets go, I did the two-piece tech sec, and then the two-piece of the Shrewd Survivor, just to double up on the Lucky Pants, like accuracy and like handling and stuff like that. Starting with our helmet here, I went the kinetic charge siphon. That's in the artifacts this season, dynamo, and then another kinetic siphon mod, just because we're using a lot of kinetic weapons with this build. Next on our gloves here, we got focusing strike, and then I went to melee fonts because honestly, we don't use our grenade for damage a whole lot in this build, so more utility. And then I did arc ammo generation, concussive dampener, and then charged up. And we got our kinetic surge mods on the feet. You can also swap these out for the arc weapon surge. It just depends on which gun you want to buff. And then last but not least, I kind of always run the same things down here. You could switch this out for like a class font. Or maybe like Reaper might be good. But yeah, other than that, pretty, I don't know. Class, there's not a lot of good mods on this class. I mean, there are good mods. It's just like these are the ones I prefer. So these are the ones I run. So Hawkmoon, Paracausal Shot is going to be our exotic perk on this guy, and they recently buffed it. So now each stack of Paracausal Charge grants an increasing damage. So each stack increases the damage the hand cannon does, and then this does work with Lucky Pants as well. And then Uncivil Discourse is probably going to be a great weapon. This is the one I run. It's a great weapon. If you can get the tier 5 with, I actually don't know. Yeah, so you want to try to aim for perks that reduce your heat generated. Try to get accelerated assault on it, and then precision instrument or air trigger. I think you could also maybe go like quick draw or something, or cooling bobules. This might work better on arc, but yeah, this is a pretty decent roll. Not a god roll by any means, but not terrible either. Then last but not least, I have the new sniper rifle with Envious and Gut Shot, and then some other perks. Aggregate Charge is also pretty good here. I did a reload mod on it, but yeah. So, and then moving into our Gunslinger subclass here, I went with Acrobat's Dodge just to keep Radiant up more. Lightweight knife, and I believe all knives got a buff this season, so lightweight and everything else should be doing more damage. You could probably also go weighted throwing knife. I just like lightweight, and it makes you radiant as well, so it's nice to have on there. Let's see here. Next up, I went healing grenade because we're going to use our weapons a lot more for damage and stuff, so healing grenade helps us stay alive. And then we went knock them down and on your mark here. This being said, I think you could go gunpowder gamble as well. It's just going to be kind of hard because we're not running a solar weapon, so that's why I'm going knock them down right now. And it also gives our super increased duration and refunds our melee energy when we're radiant. So, you know, if you can, it's really kind of up to you how you want to do it. I think knock them down is just slightly better than gunpowder gamble, but they're both really good. And then for fragments, not aspects, I have applying cure and radiant to allies gives us increased grenade, melee, and class ability regeneration. And so this is why, you know, we wanted to go acrobats dodge, just so we're giving radiant to our allies as much as possible. And then picking up a fire sprite grants restoration. Also reviving our allies grants restoration. Powered melee attacks give our allies radiant, which is also, again, just playing into benevolence a little bit more. And then I have that radiant and restoration have increased duration. And then last but not least, you apply more scorch stacks. This isn't probably necessary, but we're not using. I mean, it's nice because the super might gives an ignition. Sorry, excuse me. The super applies scorch, so you know you get that ignition off in like 2 shots, I believe. And yeah, and there's nothing really. There's nothing else here that's really crazy with it. You could swap lightweight with knife trick. And then since you scorch on hit, you can go, what is it? Where is it? Oh. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Defeating scorched targets grants melee energy and creates a fire sprite. You could do that, like on a. Actually, I'm gonna try that next time I use this build. But this is also like maybe something you could go if you didn't like lightweight knife and you wanted more scorch and more healing and stuff like that. Yeah, other than that, as far as damage numbers that we're looking at, you know, if we pull out, like, you can get pretty up there with damage and stuff. So, let's see here. So, we're just looking at Hawkmoon right here. And we're gonna have armor charge up and whatnot. And if we're just looking at Hawkmoon, looking at like 3,000 with your primary onto a boss. Oops, didn't need to do that again. This hand cannon without surges. That's crazy. There's no way. Did I reset that? There's no way. You can get up to 3 shots in the sniper rifle here, so that's about 3k too, right there. But let's see here. Bro, that's crazy. So yeah, I mean, let me do that one more time because that's crazy amounts of damage. Oh, and you can always reset the timer now on Lucky Pants. So if you pull out any gun that's not a hand cannon, it'll reset the timer. So you know you can do this, and then if you're paying attention to your timer, oh there, it I didn't swap off fast enough, but you can swap off and keep your stuff going. Your on your Lucky Pants buff going if you juggle it right. I'm just gonna get on your mark 10 here real quick before I do this one more time. Okay, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go here, switch to this. Okay, so I missed a couple shots there. But again, you're looking at like 13, maybe 14 if you really hit all your shots. And that's not even with surges. So, you know, if I wanted to, we could go arc surges. And then let me go get some ammo. And then reset this. Dude, why am I? You know, looking at some pretty crazy damage. I don't know. The flinch on this is weird right now. Greg's giving me some trouble. Okay, so. And this is only gonna get better because like I don't even have a good roll. Like my heat generated is really high. You can get this down even further. You can get, you know, a mag perk that makes it so you have even less heat generated, and then you can also get, since this isn't a tier 5, I don't have enhanced heat generated, so this can only get better. Like if I put on, this is another good roll, I just don't have this guy. So yeah, and you could probably, actually, no, you can't get a heat generated masterwork. But if I was to put on this guy, I'm probably gonna get off a couple more shots here. And then even without Mark 10, on your Mark 10 or whatever, yeah. Switch off, hit him with this. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I love this build. I love this gun. So yeah, like the goal would be to have, I would say, precision instrument and air trigger with some kind of battery perk that makes it so you generate less heat, the reload masterwork, and then a heat generated upgraded mod is probably the best bet. But yeah, other than that, we'll go do like a little solo run with it, and then we will. I'm gonna switch back to this guy, even though I don't. Yeah. We'll do a little solo run, but that's pretty much the build. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and then leave any comments or suggestions down below. And then if you like some of this content, I'm streaming on Twitch, going over all these builds, using these builds, and dreaming up some more builds that are just, I don't know, fun to me. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
You're getting close to the next objective.
Got our hands full here. You'll need to do this alone. Guardian is fine on their own, but it would be nice to have more light bearers for these missions.